Hi, I'm Alisia Moore. If this is your first time here, this channel is dedicated to energy healing. So if you're in any type of condition as far as having like anxiety, stress, even, ailments as far as pain, different pains like sciatica pain, or if you have things like scoliosis and things like that, Reiki and energy healing are one and the same. And I send Reiki energy through over a distance most of the time because a lot of people are not able to either make it to my studio or, because they live out of state or something like that. So this episode, we're actually going to be doing a meditation. I find that it's very important that my clients and the people that I work with on their recovery, it's good for them to learn how to meditate. Now, the word meditation, it's really subjective because you can be in a meditative state while drawing. You could be in a meditative state while baking or cooking. It's the degree of meditation and the purpose behind the meditation. So a lot of creativity type things, a lot of that is like involuntary meditation. You're doing something that relaxes you, you're doing something that you enjoy. The type of meditation that we're going to be doing today is actually one that helps to place a grounding cord and to help you ground yourself. I find that most of the time, when people are having anxiety and sleep disorders where they can't really sleep well, a lot of the times it's because they are not grounded or they're not regularly grounding themselves. Now, there are some blankets. It's not really a blanket, but it's more of like a pad that you can purchase for your bed, and I'll leave a link below on that. And getting over a little bit of a cold, so I'm drinking some tea right now before we get started. But yeah, grounding yourself out. You don't even have to purchase, an expensive bed, pad. You can do it out in nature. Go to your local park, beach. The beach is really good if you have a lake. I recently went to Folsom Lake, and was it Folsom Lake? It was a lake close by. I also recently went to the Sacramento River and also the American River. And, going to places out in nature, taking a break from always being around electronic devices, always being around stressful situations and people, namely people at work, people in social groups that you participate in. A lot of times when we don't take the time to ground ourselves or place a grounding cord, we find ourselves in a frenzy and we end up exploding at the end of the day in a sense, either by overeating, either by just eating junk food and not caring, coming home with an attitude, being out in public with an attitude, things like that. So today's meditation is going to be about 5 to 10 minutes. it doesn't have to be an extremely long meditation. I find that the long meditations help when you're really trying to make a decision on something. But for everyday life, 10 minutes is really, all you need. I mean, 15 minutes if you feel you need a little bit more, but I mean, really just getting in 10 minutes a day will truly make a difference. Okay, so I am borrowing this technique from the meditation class that I'm currently in. I wanted to get a better understanding on meditation. Why I already knew that it was necessary, but just how to really do it effectively, because working with energy and working with helping people to clear energy and clear blocks, it's really useful for me to be grounded, because some of you guys have a lot of stagnant energy around you, and I'm having to go in there and chop it out and remove it and then patch it back with light and things like that, and that takes a lot of work. It is work. Not that I'm using my own life force energy, but the work of channeling it and actually being and utilizing my awareness on where, with you describing it, because a lot of times when you're doing aura healing, now this is something that I'm actually learning and doing a little bit of research about, because with the Reiki training that I've gotten, when you're doing aura clearing, a lot of times you are in the session with the person, and you're having a conversation back and forth. The person is describing what the shape is, what the color is, and things like that, as and as they're describing it, generally I can feel it, and then from there I'm able to remove it and then place light, usually golden light or white light, in that area to seal it off and let it heal. Now, a lot of you guys have a lot of things, and that's okay. That's life. We're never really taught on how to deal with a lot of the things that we're dealing with. With the influx of technology has also brought an influx of stress and worry because of the frequencies that these electronic devices are putting out. So it's imperative, and I'm glad you made it here, and whatever enticed you to click on the button, I'm glad that you stuck with it, and you're still listening to the video. And if I can only help one person, then that I have done my job, my goal. I've reached my goal. So anyhow, we're going to do some visualization. So visualization is using your imagination. And another video that I did, earlier video that I did, I talked about how don't lose your superpower, which is your imagination. And the imagination connects to, other things, but that was the word that I felt described what I was talking about, which is visualization. And when you learn how to visualize, I don't want to say even learn how to visualize. We all know how to visualize. It's more about doing it purposefully and consciously, right? That's kind of the difference. So wherever you're at, you can even do this while you're driving, okay? Just don't close your eyes, obviously, just don't do that part. But the rest of this, you'll be able to do while you're driving as well. Because think about it, we should always be grounded, right? Being grounded helps us to feel safe and secure, and to not fear and not worry, and to be confident, okay? So you can do this while you're standing, you can do this while you're driving, you can do this while you're sleeping, and you can do this while you're doing your morning me time, your morning meditations or your yoga. Before doing yoga, I think it would be really good to ground yourself. I personally have not attempted yoga, but I'm considering it. It just doesn't pique my interest at the moment, but I don't know, I may try it out. Okay, so for those of you that are in a space where you can close your eyes, or where you're not driving or working heavy machinery, go ahead and close your eyes. Let me take my spectacles off. Okay, so we're going to start with some deep breaths in and out. Preferably breathing in through your nose and out through the mouth. But if that rhythm doesn't fit you, breathe however you want. But just make sure that you're taking full breaths, okay? You want to make sure that you're feeling the air, you're feeling your lungs fill up as far as they'll go, okay? So, breathing in. And breathing out. And we're going to do this a couple of times, okay? Now, wherever you're at, if you are sitting in a chair like I am, if you are standing up, if you're at work and you're standing, you're walking around, just acknowledge the ground that you're walking on, okay? The people that are sitting in a chair, acknowledge the chair, feel the chair supporting the body, okay? If you're driving, feel your car seat, okay? Now, I want you to say hello to your root chakra. Just say it in your mind. You can say it out loud, or you can just think it. And then ask it what color it is. Say, hello, root chakra. What color are you today? Will you show me? Sometimes it takes a moment, especially when you haven't been really communicating with your chakras. And just remember what color it is that it shows you. Okay, now we're going to visualize the chair, the floor, or the car seat that we're in. We're going to visualize that it's actually a tube. This tube is going all the way to the center of the earth. However you visualize or think the center of the earth looks, visualize this straw or tube. I'm thinking of a straw, honestly. And it's because we're going to be doing some releasing. So I generally think of a straw, and you want to make sure that it is wide. Don't make it narrow. Make it as wide as your hips or as wide as your stance. And feel it going all the way to the center of the earth. Awesome. Okay, now you should really feel the energy should have changed around you in your environment. For me, I feel it feels a lot solid, and even though it's a little windy outside, I feel very solid right now, and I'm in my I'm here. Okay, this helps to make sure and bring you back to the present moment, making sure that you're in your present moments. Now we're going to visualize a red button in front of you. Next to or on, even on the button, it says release. The button is blinking, ready when you are. Use your spiritual hand and press the button when you're ready to release and let go of things that have weighed you down, that you're ready to cut away. And feel that release. Just feel it leaving and going down the tube all the way to the center of the earth, sending back the energy of those people, places, or things. Now we're going to visualize a golden sun. Visualize the golden sun filling in and patching that space that was being held by those things that were not needed. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Oh, that was great. Well, I appreciate you making it. Again, my name is Alisia Moore, and stay tuned for more Reiki and meditation mornings.